welcome back to episode number 61 of Travel Talk. Today's episode, it's not the most fun episode to make, but obviously you do have bad experiences mixed in with all the positive experiences of travelling, and this is one of the bad experiences, but I feel like I need to kind of go through it and just explain about my bad experience and just let people know that you can't trust everyone when you go travelling. So basically, last episode I did say that I had a job interview upcoming the next day, obviously in this episode, and basically it was with a company in Brisbane who I probably won't name, obviously for many reasons. Don't really give them publicity in any positive or negative way, because that's publicity in itself. And don't want any reprisal from that company, because obviously they will take offence that I'm telling people their underhanded little shady ways. So basically, like I said, I was in Brisbane, had this job interview, and it was to go door to door and basically sell stuff to people, door to door salesman sort of way, which I have no problem with. Obviously, it's not my kind of dream job, but it would have brought money in at the time, and that's basically what was needed. This job I was going for, they'd rung me the previous day, and I talked to them, and they promised all this different stuff over the phone, like decent rate of pay, etc. Kind of explained it, bigged the job up. I was like, cool, I'll come and see you. That takes us on to this day. So basically I got up that morning, got dressed, showered, etc. Had to check out the hostel that morning because I'd only booked in for a couple of weeks, and obviously had to book in for another room. I was moving into like a 4-person dorm other than like an 8-person dorm, so moving down basically. Anyway, I get to this place in, I think it was in Wollongabba, basically, which is near the Gabba cricket stadium, which I would visit in the later episodes. I arrived to their office. I was sat down by the woman that I was speaking to on the phone, and was told that the initial pay structure that was told to me over the phone wasn't the actual pay structure itself. It would totally and utterly be commission, and therefore you would only get paid if you sold to people, which again isn't a terrible thing at the time, but it wasn't great going into it knowing that the first thing they told me had basically been a load of lies. I wasn't in a great position at that time, but I was willing to give it a go, and after all they had given me the position, I did feel a little bit obliged to kind of give it a go, see how it went. Now it's the next part, what they told me while we were still in the office, that kind of alerted me to the fact that this possibly was very much not the job for me, and it was what they told me next that kind of made me realise that they were very underhanded in their ways. So basically I was told in those short terms that in the role that I was being given, the best way to make sales was to put pressure on the elderly and therefore vulnerable people, and try and push sales upon them. Now, you may be thinking they maybe inferred that or said something in a way to make me feel that that was the case, but actually what they said was those exact words. Their exact words were, pressure the elderly, they are the main sales target. Now, for me, that is never ever an acceptable option, and should never ever be a way to sell things. If people want something, they buy it. If they don't, they don't. You should not pressure someone into buying something just because you want to sell it to them. And that goes for any job, not just abroad. Obviously, that's anywhere in the world. You should not be in a job if that means pressuring someone into buying something they don't either need or want. For me, that was a very big lack of morals that they were pushing out there. And I was kind of told that I should push them into thinking that they needed what we were selling, which that day was kind of like car insurance and mechanical insurance and such for cars. So basically, I was being told that to push that on them, and I asked the question, what happens if they haven't got a car? Do we still, approach them and such? And basically, I was told that if I don't have a car, still approach them, make them think that they can get it for like a relative or a son, a daughter, etc. Which again, not a great way to go about things. Now, personally, most people, I'm sure, are on the same page as me. wasn't raised to bully or intimidate elderly people into doing something in order for me to make money. And I'd never ever think of doing that. You have to be a kind of special type of evil to force someone into buying something they don't actually need at all. I don't think anyone would obviously have sank to that level that the shady salespeople were. They were obviously motivated by like greed and a lack of respect for people, because you don't do that if you respect other people. It's just shocking that they even thought that they could do that. And yeah, for me, I won't go into what I actually did during the day, because there's no point, because it was literally me following around someone that worked for them and him trying to show me how he pushes people into buying things, which is just ridiculous. And you know what? He managed to get, I think, throughout the day, they worked in like groups of 4, and everyone had like different roles to do. I think he personally got about 3 or 4 people to sign up to it while I was with him. And a lot of the people just didn't need it, didn't want it. It was only because he was pressuring them and he wouldn't go away, basically, that they were signing for it. So yeah, all I kept imagining is obviously it's someone's mother, their son, their daughter, their grandfather, their grandmother. You know, it's people that don't actually need these things, and they're pressuring them into it, and it wasn't right. And I didn't want any part of that, so I did the day with them, and then like politely rang them and told them I wouldn't be coming in the next day because I didn't agree with what they were doing. To which the woman that I'd spoken to initially then told me down the phone that I wouldn't have gotten the job anyway because of some made up crap reason that she'd made up over the phone. So basically it was telling me that I wasn't getting along with anyone. I was like, this was my first day. I was like, how can I not get along with anyone? I've literally met one person. I was like, okay. I was like, I didn't care. I mean, obviously she was very bitter about it. And at that point, I did actually write an email to Australian Trading Standards and let them know what they were doing. And obviously gave them first-hand information about what I was told and, you know, what I was informed to do. And so yeah, they didn't really win there, did they? Because I made a complaint about them. So, wankers. I'm not even going to bleep that. I normally try and bleep the large swear words, but you know what? They were wankers. Total and utter wankers. And they deserve... Hopefully their business is closed down now, because, yeah, they were just a shady bunch of wankers. But yeah, that was a slightly negative, obviously, but positive news is I actually came back from that job interview. I managed to get 2 interviews for the following day, I think it was. I think it was the following day. I had 2 interviews upcoming anyway, put it that way. So yeah, the moral of this story is basically do the right thing and don't sell your morals while doing anything. If you're travelling, don't sell them. If you're at home, don't sell them. Just keep to what you believe and, you know, stick to that and always drive forward with that. So yeah, I started that day with a smile and I ended it with a smile, because for me, I wasn't involved in the shady little practice anymore, and that made me happy. And yeah, onwards and upwards, basically, you know. And like I said, I'm not going to name the company because I know they'll get all petty and vengeful and stuff. So, but yeah, who knows? I might just flash it up at the end, a little logo. You never know. They'll have to watch until the end, then, won't they? But yeah, obviously not the most exciting episode today, but one I feel like I had to kind of go into and say. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed hearing about my terrible experience. And yeah, always be careful when travelling. People aren't always what they seem. And always make sure you look after number 1. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. So yeah.